So I pinned a link to this document here so you can follow along. You can download it. All right, so let's go. Let's start this up. I want to say first off, thank you, man, for even having some time to sit down with me on this Sunday. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with me. I ain't gonna hold you too long. I'm gonna just go over this presentation, show up a few pages, and we're gonna go over these pages. But each and every Sunday, I do want to show you how I actually operate my fire alarm business. If you actually follow me during the week, I'll try to show more of what we actually do inside of the business as far as how we get clients and sending out proposals and setting up central station, anything like that. The back end stuff that we actually do inside the business. The work side is easy, going out there, putting the stuff together. That part is easy, but the background stuff is what you need to know. So this week only, really, while I'm not going to hold you too long, it's really just an introduction of pretty much what you got to expect every week. I'm going to try to show up every week. Life really be lifing, but I really will try to show up every week. But I also have a sub channel where I'll be putting recorded videos inside this, giving you all the game step by step, from marketing, personal branding, credit, funding, anything that you need to actually start your business. And really, this don't even have to be about fire alarm, because what only separates fire alarm is the fire alarm license. This, you could be, you could do anything. You could sell t-shirts, you could sell, bake cakes, whatever it is. You could do pretty much whatever it is you want. You could just, remove the license part of it, and it's still business. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what we're going to go throughout in this live presentation. I'm tight nervous. I ain't gonna even hold you, but we're gonna get through this. So if you download this worksheet, this PDF, right, it gives you actually all the steps. I mean, this is really high level. This is way more steps than this. This is really just high level of what you need to do. There's still a lot more research, a lot more learning, and a lot more understanding before you could actually piece all these pieces together. But in short, it shows you how to, if you're in New York, I'm not sure where you guys is from, let me know where you're from. New York, whatever state you state, borough, wherever you coming from, wherever you watching from, let me know where you at. But you could, wherever you at, you could Google, how to form a corporation. And the reason why I say corporation is a corporation is the only business structure that can go public. Like, you don't have to build a corporation, but if you want maximum financing, you want some money, you want to get real money in your business, you want to, go public, have shares, you could give out shares to the public so that way in turn they could get money, just like Apple, just like Google, Amazon, all these other companies out there. And it also gives you far more protection when it comes to, limited liability, limited LLC or sole proprietor. So there's two types of corporation. There's an S Corp and then there's a C Corp. You could do the research, but typically an S Corp is how we're set up as, and I use an S Corp for distribution, right? So let's say, in short, I pay myself, $60,000 a year. IRS say, yeah, that's a decent wage. That's a good salary that you're paying yourself. And I could then take distribution, no tax, let's say $25,000 cash right out the business, tax free. Do a C Corp, tax penalties. You pay taxes as a corporation, not as the individual, but as an S Corp, it's passed through to the individual, but you only tax once. The other ones, you're taxed twice, as a corporation and also as the individual. So once you form the corporation, you want to have a good business name, a name that's bankable. You don't want a name where a bank is going to look at you and they're going to be like, no, I'm not going to give any money to this business here. So you can use ChatGPT to figure out what the type of name that you want to use, some good Latin names that you want to use. If you want to use Latin names, you want to describe the type of like phrase you want. Like, if you want to be energetic or poetically gifted or super strong, like, think of phrases that describe who you are, try to translate it in Latin, start your business in that name. That'd be a good way to start, right? Then after that, you get your EIN. Your EIN is 100% free. There's a lot of search engines out there that charge you $250. Even, what's that one out there? LegalZoom, probably charge you like $1,250 or something like that to go through this whole process. This is absolutely free to get your EIN. However, going back to the corporation, when you form a corporation, that's $125, and then it's $5 to download the certificate. another $10 if you want a certified certificate, and $25 if you want a more official copy sent to you in the mail. If you do an LLC, that's like $250. So a corporation is also much more cheaper way to go. And maintaining a corporation is another story. We could talk about that later, but maintaining a corporation, you will have to have your corporate papers, your corporate documents, meeting minutes, and things of that nature. But that's a whole other video. Let me just keep going with this. So once you get your EIN, once you form your corporation, you get your EIN, you want to open up some bank accounts, right? Good bank accounts that you can open up for small businesses if you can. If you know somebody who's working like for the MTA that could give you like a MCU credit union account, or if you know somebody that's in the military that could give you a Navy Federal credit union account, try to get yourself a credit union or find a credit union that's letting people in. Credit union is the best way to start, especially when you're trying to get financing, right? But in order for you to get financing and get into the credit, you got to have at least good credit score, 720 or above, and they'll give you whatever you want. Chase is another bank. Chase Bank, Key Bank, and also like community banks like banks that's like in a community, like in a neighborhood that's not like a big name branch. They also are good for small businesses. Then after you set all that stuff up, getting your EIN, business name, all that bank account and stuff, you want to get yourself to look professional. You don't want to use like a Gmail account, like business name at gmail.com. You want to use like Securities. Like we have several emails. So it's info@securities.com for anyone who has any questions or anything like that. Then there's me, Anthony.Richardson at securities.com. Then the accounting team. So there's the business email looks more professional, especially when I'm sending invoices from the accounting department. Even though it's me, it looks like it's someone else. It's the perception that you're trying to look. You want to look like a large corporation, even if you're doing it with a small team. So once you get your email account all through Google, but in order for you, let's go a step back. Before you can even get your email account, you need like a URL, and we're going to get to that in the next slide. And your URL is your domain name, securities.com. So in order for you to get your email account, you will have to have like a URL. And I do have some affiliate links in there where I do get a little change from it if you actually try to join and go through this actual direction and these routes and whatnot. We get a little small piece of earnings when you get your domain or virtual address when we get to that point, things like that. So once you get your domain name, like mine, securities.com, then you get your business email account, right? Now, with the phone systems, let me step back. The reason why you're doing this because you want to structure your business as a business. You want to look legit. You want to look as if you are a real live business. So you want to have the business email account. This is why it needs to be professional. So businesses have to have you have to look a certain way in order to be professional. So the next step after that, you want to get like a business phone number, right? Your business phone number is going to be linked to the 411 registry, your local business, Google business ad when you sign up for that. You can get what we use Ring Central. Ring Central is a little over $100 a month, but Google, I found that Google has a business phone system for like $10 a month. So you don't want to use your personal cell phone. You want to use a separate phone number that's dedicated straight for the business. And all the transactions should be going through the business account separate from your personal bank account, right? The next after that is you want to set up a virtual address. Now, this virtual address is a fictional address, or it could be an actual, like a WeWorks. You could have maybe like a small space or maybe just a desk with a phone. It's a virtual address, a place where you could use your business address, but it has to be something legit. It can't be like the norm that what everyone is using out there. It has to be something that's more legit, that looks more professional. And what we have is the Alliance. So that's another affiliate that we also use. So virtual address sets you up when you open up your business bank account. You want to use this address for all your business transactions. They can send your invoices there. You can use that when you send out your invoices. You could put that in your email signature and things like that, right? So this is how you would potentially set up the foundation of your business. And lastly, after that, you want to connect an accounting software. We use QuickBooks for construction, right? The reason why we use QuickBooks for construction is for job costing, right? We do construction projects, right? So you want to know, you want to budget each job. You want to know if you get a job for $50,000, right, and you got technicians, and you know they get paid $30 an hour, it's going to be 3 weeks to finish the job. And if a tech call you up to say they have to go to Home Depot to pick up a tool or some more material, all of that stuff get allocated to that specific job. So at the end of the project, you tally up your job costs and do QuickBooks, and it'll let you know if you made money or if you lost money. This is a good way to let you know if you actually bidding your jobs right. So if a job, let's say I bidded a job for $50,000, but then I turned around and did my report and then got the report back in it, and I spent $75,000, then I know the next, of course I lost $25,000, but I'll know the next time a similar job like that come around, my starting point is $75,000. Period. And then you just go from there. So job costing is a way to help you identify if you're making money or not making money on any particular job. All right, so let's go to this next screen. Okay, you got your business all set up now. You got your bank account set up. We're not even marketing yet. You have no idea of how to get your first client. You still setting up your infrastructure. So you have your physical presence laid out. Now you need to create your digital presence, right? So going back to, like I said, a domain, we use HostGator to give us our domain. It's like $12 for the year, like $1 and change per month. So it's like $12 for the year or something like that for you to register your domain. Each and every year you have to pay that. So every year for securitysecurities.com, in order for nobody else to take it, I have to keep paying that $12 each and every year. So that domain name is how you will solidify and open up other social media profiles. So more than likely you probably have a Facebook account. So you want to open up a Facebook business page with that business name. Excuse me. You want to open up like a TikTok page with that business name. You want to open up an Instagram page with that business name. So, YouTube, all of these different platforms with just that business name. So that way you can post all your business stuff and actually run ads on top of that, so you can get in front of people who don't even know that you even exist, right? So we use a company called Optuno that actually designed our website. So if you download this link, because I have it pinned in the comments, you download this link, you could take a look at our website and see exactly, go through our website and see how this thing is actually set up and see how they set it up for us. Then after that, you want to learn how to build a funnel. All right, so let me explain it like this. My main website, securitysecurities.com, is pretty much there. I have a store there as well. We sell cameras, card access stuff, security products, home security stuff. However, the website is really just there for just information. You want to go there and find out more information on how to do what a camera system is there. You want to know how to protect yourself if you're a single mother, is there. You want to know, it's just giving you a wealth of more information. I write 2 to 4 blogs each month about various topics about fire alarm and security, safety, and things of that nature. It's really for organic marketing. That's really what I'm doing. I'm writing blogs against keywords, solving problems that people are asking each and every day, and I just create a blog and write about it. Actually, I don't even create the blog. I have the service through Optuno where they create the blogs actually for me. So they manage the website for me. Any changes that I want to make, I send it to them. They make the changes. They write the blogs, they SEO it, they do the local SEO, they do everything for me. So the website is there to provide more information. And then you have a funnel to make sales. Now, a funnel, if you don't know what a funnel is, it's a cone, an upside down cone from the biggest point to the smallest point. So you have a series of either email automations or a series of content pieces or a series of web pages, or a series of information that's going to take someone through a journey to take them from a cold customer to a warm customer to actually now a buying customer. So you want to learn how to either create a website and a funnel so that way you could attract the clients that don't even know you exist. And that's how you keep them. That's how you keep, your presence in their face. Because this game right here, once you lose once you lose rhythm, they forget about you. So you want to make sure you stay in front of people's faces. And one thing I've learned, I treat my ads like I pay my rent. If my ads is not running, that means I'm getting kicked out. So I have to run ads, meaning that I have to figure out a way to make sure I can pay for the ad budget. If it's not performing, or if it is performing, I treat it like rent. So that's very, very important, because if it's not consistent, they're just going to swipe past you. 3 second rule. Lastly, after that, we have a Twilio account. Now, a lot of these tools you don't need all up front. I'm giving you the high level of how we operate our fire alarm business. All right, so you don't have to have none of these tools. You don't have to have all of these tools. And actually, this is 10 years, 12 years in the making. Year one, I had none of this stuff. I had none of this stuff in year one. So year 12, I have these tools to help me run my business. So we got a Twilio account, and what we use that for is for text messaging. So, through the funnel, hey, we noticed you just, joined the wait list or whatever interaction you had with us. We're going to send you an email. You're going to get a text message, and you may even get a phone call if you don't respond to either one of those two. So one of those three things, we're going to be, trying to reach out to these people. Now, piggybacking off like the website and the funnel, I have links inside of this PDF that's going to give you additional information. It's not going to show you how to, you're not going to know how to do it until we actually get to that point, and I'll show you how to do it. However, you can still do the research and tinker around with it to see how it actually works, right? Now, after you get your website up, your business, your website up, and you got your social medias all situated and all that, you want to enhance your funnel. Now, within a funnel, you're going to have a series of, I'm trying to think of off the top. You're going to have a lead magnet. First, you're going to, all right, let me do it like this. Inside of a funnel, this is how you're going to have it. You're going to create the post or run the ad, create the ad or the content piece, however you do it. You're going to post that. You're going to put some money behind it. They're going to click on it. Now, once they click on it, they're going to go to your funnel page. Now, let me back up. Let's say if I want to sell a Wi-Fi camera, right? I'll run an ad for a Wi-Fi camera. They'll click the ad. They will go to the next page, which would be my funnel page. And now that main first page would be me demonstrating. It could either be you demonstrating how the Wi-Fi camera work. You can have a download PDF for how the Wi-Fi camera work. You can have a Excel spread. You can have a presentation of how the actual camera work. Whatever it is, you want to give the customer some type of currency. You want to give them something in exchange for them clicking on and actually about to give you their email address. So I create the ad. Now they're watching me show them how easy it is to hook up this Wi-Fi camera, trying to get them more excited, giving them more features and information on how this Wi-Fi camera is going to help their life. Not that it has 8 megapixels or it could see, none of that. None of that helps. What helps is I have to move their emotion through the video. So once I move them through the next stage after that, they will either then make the purchase or they will not make the purchase. And if they don't make the purchase, I then will grab their information, their name, their email address, and then their phone number. What will happen after that is they will then be sent into a list that will gather up a whole bunch of leads. Now they will go in through an email automation. That email automation is just going to give them more information about that specific Wi-Fi camera, nothing else. I'm not going to talk about no other thing, but whatever their interest is, I'm going to give them only that information based on their interest, trying to warm them up to let them know that I am the person they should be buying from. And by the end of that, hopefully, if the funnel is good, you will get the sale. And that's exactly like how a funnel work. And you click on these links like number 7, the live funnel, which is my fire alarm business blueprint. You click on that and actually go to the funnel, you'll see how the funnel actually works. Oh, we got something happening over here. I don't know what this is. This is new to me, y'all. This is new to me. Things is happening. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you until I really get to learn how to do this thing. All right, so what is this? Ads. It took me, oh my God, I spent a lot of money like like boosting posts, running ads, not really getting in front of nobody. The reason being is I was just contributing to the noise. Like I didn't know that when you have your funnel, when you have a clear message, Wi-Fi camera, go to the next page, it's still talking about the Wi-Fi camera and everything is just Wi-Fi camera, that your message is very clear at that point. It ain't Wi-Fi camera, fire alarm, burglar alarm, CC, it's none of that. So your message is clear all the way straight through. So when you run your ad and the actual person click on it, if it's the same familiar, you're building trust, and they're going to potentially buy whatever it is you're selling. So it doesn't even have to be a Wi-Fi camera. It could be anything you actually want to put together and sell. And inside here, where it says this Instagram cheat sheet, I don't even know homeboy name, but I watched this video on YouTube and he was giving is perfect. Downloadable cheat sheet. I suggest you download that, go through that entire workbook, and it gives you the gems on how to actually post content on social media. Each platform is different. That's another story. TikTok is different from Instagram from Facebook to YouTube. They all 100% different, right? It took me a long time to get out the shell. Like I'm not a picture taker. I'm not a camera. I'm none of that. It took me a very long time, but in order for me to get to where I want to go, I got to stop acting, so I had to get up out that shell and turn the camera on. Down below where it says Facebook ad calculator, inside there, when you're running ads, let's say if your target is, you want to get, 10 leads, you put that information in there and it'll spit out exactly how much you need to spend when you're running your ads. If you need to spend $20 per lead, $10 per lead, $5 per lead, whatever it is, that calculator will let you know how to actually run your ads or how much money you should be paying to run your ad to find your qualified leads. You can grow that electrical. Who's that? Raymond Love 399. I see you got that electrical business. You can grow it. You just got to figure out how to market, you just figure out create an offer. When you what I mean by that is, right, something that you can sell uniquely and then package it up, put the marketing behind it, create the funnel, and then, wait by the phone and talk to people. Really. The best way to do it, I'm going to be honest with you, is most of you, it seems like a lot of people has some technical skills. Turn the camera on. Show people how to do what it is you do. That's all I'm doing. If it's cameras, a plethora of things. Like I do music as well, but I had mad channels. One channel I'm making beats. Another channel I'm trying to fix credit, and in this channel I'm trying to sell security. It was nuts. If you got a skill, if you know how to do something, I don't care if you can bake cakes. I don't care if you got a process that's as easy as you think it's easy and you think nobody else will want to be able to do it. I'm telling you, they're going to be able to do it. You share your wisdom, you share your knowledge, because whoever is 10 years, 20 years behind you, they don't know, because you was there that didn't know. You didn't know 20 years ago. So now you're here now learning. So talk to yourself 20 years ago. Talk to yourself 10 years ago. Those same people need the same type of help. SEO. Yeah, well, SEO. Well, all right. So let's break it down like this. Let's take let's take a one-page website, and let's say you want to SEO a page for marketing. You're an electrician. Very simply, you go to Chat GPT, because it's 2025. We got tools now. We got AI that can help us spit out this information that we can't fathom in our brains. So you ask them for keywords, and you don't want a keyword spam, meaning you don't want to say electrical. You want to have different phrases, different sentences with the word electric, electrical, electrician, variations like that. That's how you SEO. You also SEO by answering a question. So if somebody say, what is an electrician? Do a blog on what is an electrician. That's how you SEO. You really just answer questions. So they got answerthepublic.com. They got Amazon. They got social media, YouTube. Anybody asking questions, all you got to do is do a video answering it. That's how you SEO. But you will just find it, if it's in your niche electrical, just find it for all, a bunch of electrical questions. Okay, so now, once you got everything all set up, that funnel, that website, you're gonna know you're gonna be able to you're gonna have to learn how to automate it, right? We use a tool called Zoho. And inside of Zoho has about 50 different apps. And one of the apps I use is Zoho Social. And let's say Saturday, Sunday, I'm sitting down creating content, shooting all my videos, whatever, or static images, whatever. I then go to Zoho Social and just schedule it all out for the next 30 days, the next 60 days, and then just go. And I let it go. Then I get back to focusing on my business. I don't be sitting there on my phone trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next to post something. Half the times I'm really just trying to, get the information out there to get to the people who I need to get in front of. So, but I keep the information relevant, and I try to keep the information as valuable as I can. And what I notice is it's not, who said this? I think Dion Cole said this. We could be talking about the same topic. It is not the topic the person talk about, and I'm definitely paraphrasing, but it's the individual. So if me and another person is talking about fire alarm, they're gonna mess with both because it's the passion coming from the both individuals. So it's your individualism on top of the topic is what make it hot, really. So when you're setting up some automations, you got some email automations, text message automations, and appointment reminders. So if you're setting up people to book a phone call, like these people out here doing, these big gurus, paying 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 for a 50-minute conversation, that could be you too. People pay for information. And especially if you have, oh, this is Jim. Especially if you have, let's say, if you have a business, because I think we're going to be getting up there next. You have a business that's operating, making money, and you have systems in place, and you could just bring somebody in and say, hey, look, watch these videos, and you will learn how to do this task. If your operation is set up like that, then you could start franchising your business, find a franchise broker, let them market in front of people who got money, because people with money don't want to recreate a business. They want to buy something that's already working. So if your shit is already working, a person with money is going to say, yeah, I want that company. I'm in Delaware, and nothing changes. Everything will be secure securities. It'll still be owned by me. They will just operate it the same way I operate it, but in another state. Franchising. So that's another way you can just grow your business. That's how ADT, that's how all those other companies do it. That's how they do it, and they just buy up other little companies and then set up franchises in other states. Yep. So piggybacking off the last, so when you set up, let's say, a sequence of operations, you want to make a sale. Let's say how you make a sale, you want to document that. So let's say if you create the post, somebody click on the ad, then after the ad they go to the funnel, and then they maybe make a purchase from there. You want to document actually all those steps. You want to document, how. All right, so some of the documentation I got is setting up the central station. So if a new technician come in, they'll learn how to use it on a mobile app. They'll learn how to set up the central station. They don't even have to call me. They'll learn all the steps to bring a new account online without calling me. So the thing is, whatever the operations are within your business, you want to set up operations steps on how to actually perform that function. So when somebody come in, you give them that tool, they will tweak the tool by not understanding it because it's coming from your mind, and then they'll come back to you with some questions, and you make the tweaks, and then that's how you actually create your systems and processes within your business. If you work for a large corporation, you're probably going through the same thing. You're probably seeing it every day, but you're just probably looking over it. They do this all the time. So once you create all of that, you duplicate yourself. It's easy to hire people, and it's also easy to franchise. Like I said, people with money don't want to start nothing for new. They rather start something that's already working. So if making 1, 2 million, 500,000 to 2 million, whatever the case is everything is sellable. There's pizza shops that sell making $50,000 a year. So everything is sellable as long as your business is actually set up and structured the right way. All right. So when you get real for marketing. Oh man, Marketing is a whole nother job. You got to learn how to operate your business, and then you got to learn how to market. It is not one and the same. Marketing is a whole other animal. You're dealing with personalities, you're dealing with behaviors, you're dealing with the psyche. You're tricking people, not necessarily tricking, but you're really tricking people. Like you'll see an ad where, like those McDonald's commercials, those burgers is not like that, like the commercial. They're not like that. None of that stuff is like it is when you actually go get it. So I read a book. I'm gonna get his name next week. I'm gonna get his name, but the title of the book is called "All Marketers Are Liars." And that is a perfect title for that book. It is a literal but non-literal at the same time, because I'm not saying that I provide the best home security system. I'm going to say I provide the best home security system. Simple. I'm gonna use the platitudes, and then I'm also going to come in with something unique that separates me from everyone else. So getting back to marketing, when you run ads, you want to kind of like know your numbers. So that's why when you download that Facebook calculator, that ad calculator, this is going to let you know how much it's going to cost per customer. So you want to know what your how much somebody will ask you how much it costs per customer. You'll be like, I don't fucking know. It's $20, $30, $40, whatever it is. You want to know how much it costs you per customer, because if it's costing you $20 to run an ad against a product that you have is $300, then you could weigh your options out right there. That's why I said marketing is a whole other game. It's numbers, it's analytics, but there's only a few areas you really need to understand and pay attention to. And they got spreadsheets that'll do the math for you. But you need to know it, so that way nobody else can BS you. You don't have to be no expert in nothing, but you at least have to know. You at least have to know it well enough, so if someone is you hiring someone, like I said, they just can't BS you. They're going to give you what you're looking for. I seen a video, I don't remember the girl's name, and she was like, do all black people gatekeep, information and things of that nature, as far as like business and whatever it is, I guess, to get to whatever next level. I felt the sentiment. I did. I felt the sentiment, but then you also got to understand when you creating a business, or when you creating anything of value, you could be a writer. You could be, like do copyright. You could write rhymes. You could be an artist. Whatever it is you do that generates an income, that's an intellectual property, and what makes it exclusive is because it came from your brain. Like nobody said this, and this, and it's to definitely work. Like I can give you the blueprint, but it ain't gonna work exactly how I do it. You have to understand how to put the pieces together and make it work the way you do it. So the individuality always fall back to winning. You have to be who you are in order to make things work. I'm trying not to curse so much. You have to be who you are to make things work. So I say that to say coaches are important, mentors are important, people who know are important, because I didn't know, I still don't know, and I still pay for things in order for me to know. But I do want to give as much information as I can, because regardless of the fact, like I said, the piece is hard to put together. Confetti, once it's all popped all over, all them little sprinkles all over the place, it's a little bit difficult to put that back together to make a masterpiece. So you have to sometimes stay on track, because we lose motivation. Life be lifing, and we be like, we ain't making no money. We don't see this happening. Let me tell you something, man. The first is still tough now. Like it's ins and outs, right? You have to find your balance. So if we're doing project work, my niche is to get as many projects as I can, so that way we could get the influx of deposits, and then I could spread and budget the money out for 4, 5, or 6 months, because if I don't, we're going to be broke and we're going to be under the river. So the goal is to get as many projects, get as much influx as I can, so the payroll, so all the bills and everything could be aligned. So that's just how I keep running it until, we could actually put it to the next level. So it's a grind. It's a super grind. No matter what level you on, it's always a check the check or check the other check type scenario. Because if you If any one of us stop, everything stops. So it ain't like, maybe a little bit, but still, it's going to stop. It's still going to stop. So that's why you need to find people who know for what it is you don't know. So if you download this, you'll get a whole bunch of tools inside of this PDF. You'll get the Facebook ad calculator, that Instagram cheat code. I suggest you really go through that. Find Homeboy on YouTube and watch his video. It'll definitely help. How to start a business, get your EIN. Everything is in there. Everything is in there. You got any questions? Shoot your questions. If y'all got any questions, shoot your questions. I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes. If you have any questions, you could just send out your questions. Let me see. Wow, there's a couple people here. So we got a side. I don't want to mess y'all names up. We got Yikers Island. Yo, I put the fire alarm system in Rikers. My man Yikers. We did the fire alarm when I was with Simplex. This was a few years ago when they was doing the changeover. That was a very, very interesting time. We got Go Gophers, Calvin Anderson. We got Leighton Brady. Full Mask Mark, not real. That's my guy. Old Dot got that. Old Dot got that. Yo, fam. Y'all really be trying to fuck niggas up. Yo, we got Calling All, Monster Car, 2 times. Peace to all of y'all, yo. For real. Henry, we got Mikey, Dominic, Reggie, Trey, just joined, whatever that is, Emiliano. I'm chopping y'all names up, yo. I'm sorry. Loxbury, Dom, Mr. Boricua's finest. Can't do it. Jameer, Ryder, Napoleon, Julian. We got some users out here. We got Chet, Feenet, Harry, Sparky Mexican. You got to be an electrician. Yeah. Freestone 66, the dude. What's up to all of y'all? John, Caden. Yep. You too. Yep. You too. It's some no faces too. Peace to y'all no faces. Trust me, I ain't want to show my face neither. But you are who you are. You walk the streets with that face every day, so show it. Mariah, Roger O, just Raj, Chris. Yep, you too. Yep, Raymond. Yep. Puffy, chill, son. Yo, speaking, Puffy, right? We did another job. Shout out to you, Puffy, for real. We did another job, MDC. So if you live in Brooklyn and you know about Manhattan Detention Center, right there on 3rd Avenue, what's that, 29th Street? They had like 2 Edward systems. Actually, it was like 20 nodes in there, but it was like 2 main panels, one in the east wing, one in the west wing. And it was like 32 troubles in there, and it was like a quick cleanup type of job, but that is a terrible place to be. Jail is not a place for nobody to be. I don't like it, and I don't understand why I keep getting jobs working inside these jails. But it's federal, and the federal government pays, so just move things around and tread lightly and just walk and do what you got to do. So we got Jazz, we got Oak Camp, we got Bongo, yep, we got Ace, Turkey, we got Wyatt. I guess that's Infinite. Kendall, Henry. That says Dill Pickle. He wants I don't even want to know. What's up, man? I'm gonna call you DP. If I see you again, DP for life. I don't even like that. That's wild. My man, Crash. Samuel, SD. Shout out to you, bro. I'm not trying to no shade. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I certain things that I hear and say, it just is it doesn't resonate correctly within my mind. We got Dean. We almost at the end. We got Raymond, Jake. Oh, my man Raymond Love said you giving out that good info, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Common sense. If it ain't, I tell you no damn lie. If it ain't common, it ain't no sense. Ethan, we got Baldwin. Oh, we at the end. Baldwin, Sterling. We got Chocolate Drizzle, Jazz, another user, Big Mike. All right, that's everybody. Sisters, brothers, my peoples. That is the presentation. This is just really an introduction of how you'd actually start your business. You could download this link. I'll leave it in the chat. I'll leave the pinned comment in the chat. But just to let you know, each and every week is going to be pulling out pieces of what we do inside the business, whether it be, if you want to learn some tech stuff like setting up cameras, fire alarm programming, definitely marketing. When we get to that, I think that's going to be the best segment of this whole entire thing, learn how to market. All right. So, I want y'all to get back to y'all Sunday. I appreciate y'all for watching, showing up, man. And one love, man. Peace.